So I'm flying on the dragon's back. I never thought I'd ever hear myself say those words unless I'd have several whiskeys first. But there it was, flying on a dragon's back. And the dragon had just had the librarian for lunch. And he ate her in a few bites, and I couldn't believe it. I didn't like the librarian, but I didn't really want to see her being eaten alive by a dragon. That's just the way it is. That's what happens, son. Not a damn thing I could actually do about it. I just asked the dragon if he enjoyed his meal, and he said he didn't. He didn't like it. Yeah. He didn't like the librarian. He said she tasted of too much salt and grease.
Disgusting.
That's not the kind of human he likes to have for breakfast.
Too salty.
And I said, well, what kind of human do you like to have for breakfast? And I think he laughed. I just said, why are you laughing? And he said, you'll find out. Well, that makes me feel really, really safe and secure. So with most of my town on fire, every building burning except for my bar and the street that my bar is in, which somehow was safe, the dragon just decided he was going to carry on flying. And he left the town, and he just flew for miles until we reached the ocean. And there was some kind of carnival going on, some kind of fun fair carnival. And there were masses of people there, and the dragon, he laughed again. And I could tell that he was really excited because of what he was about to do. And there was a Ferris wheel, this huge goddamn Ferris wheel. And it was packed to the brim with people. And it was just moving round and round. And people were enjoying themselves. And I kind of had a feeling what was going to happen next. And I guess I was right. And the dragon, he just kind of swooped in. And I thought he was going to set fire to everybody on the Ferris wheel, but instead he did something different. Something I didn't expect him to do. He grabbed hold of that Ferris wheel with his claws. And he just pulled it right up, off the ground with all the people on there. And he just flew with it. He just flew along with the Ferris wheel with all the people still on board. And they were all screaming. They were just screaming away. Terrified that the dragon had just picked them up and was flying away with it. And they were in a state of goddamn disbelief, son.
Keep screaming.
And the dragon laughed. And the more the people screamed, the harder the dragon laughed, and the more he laughed. So I thought the dragon was just going to fly away with the Ferris wheel, but he did something else I didn't expect. He suddenly breathed fire over the entire carnival. He set fire to everything and everyone, except the people on the Ferris wheel. And he laughed again, and then he just flapped his wings, and he just carried on flying past the carnival and out into the ocean. I didn't know where the hell we were going to go. And I asked the dragon where we headed, and he wouldn't speak. He wouldn't say a word. I could say enough earlier when he was insulting me and telling me my beard and hair was stupid. And now he won't say a thing. He won't say a goddamn word to me, son. I heard all the people on the Ferris wheel screaming for help, and the dragon laughed every time I did that. So we must have flown miles and miles, and we got out way into the ocean, so far out you couldn't even see any land. And then the dragon, he just laughed, and then he just let go of the Ferris wheel. And then it just fell all the way through the air with everybody screaming, and it just smashed into the ocean. And then the dragon laughed again. And he just carried on. And after a time, we flew back to land, and we went into some city. I didn't know what the city was. I didn't recognize it. And he just knocked down a couple of buildings with his claws, and knocked down a few skyscrapers, and he set fire to a few more buildings. He flew right down low into the street and set fire to loads of cars. And everybody left their cars screaming, running down the street. And the dragon just laughed and laughed. And he grabbed the occasional person and just kind of put them in his mouth and ate them.
Tasty human.
I just kept thinking about how at the end of this day, he's going to eat me too. I'm going to be dragon fodder. He's going to eat me all up.
Human for dinner.
And he swooped down again, and he grabbed hold of a couple of cars, one in each claw, and he just threw them, and they just hit the buildings and blew up. And then, and nobody seemed to be doing anything. They just ran and screamed. I was expecting the military to show up, but they didn't. I don't think anybody called them. I think people were just too scared to actually tell anyone or ask for help. So everyone in the city was pretty much screwed. No one was coming to save them. And the dragon was just either setting fire to people or making them his lunch.
Delicious.
I kept trying to think of some way I could persuade the dragon not to have me as his last meal of the day. I thought maybe I could offer him a whole ton of whiskey. I thought, the dragons drink whiskey? I don't know. So I didn't even know the dragons existed until this morning. So I don't know if they drink booze. I said, Mr. Dragon, and he didn't say anything. So I thought I'll just talk, and he won't respond. But I thought I'll just cut talk anyway. I said, Mr. Dragon, I said, have you ever tried whiskey, son? And he said, nothing. So I said, I own a bar. I told you earlier I own a bar, and I sell the finest whiskey in the entire goddamn world, son. And maybe if you let me live, I can give you a whole huge supply of whiskey. And then the dragon laughed. I said, why are you laughing at that, son? I serve the finest whiskey. Why wouldn't you want to try that? He said he's going back to sleep tonight for 1,000 years. So what good is whiskey to him? And he said he knows about whiskey. I said, how can you know about whiskey, son? Whiskey wasn't around 1,000 years ago. And he said he knows about human booze, and he tried it once, and he kind of liked it. But as he's only awake for 1 day in 1,000 years, he has no use of booze. Because if he drank loads of whiskey at the start of the day,
Dragons don't need booze.
Then he'd be too drunk to go around causing havoc and mayhem. Unless he likes to cause all kinds of destruction and eat as many humans as he can all throughout the day. He does it right up to the very second he goes to sleep, so he has no time to drink booze. So my offer of whiskey was completely pointless.
Stupid human.
So I was going to have to come up with some other kind of persuasion to stop him from having me as his last supper.
Yum, yum.
After he destroyed a few more buildings, he said he finds me amusing. He hasn't actually encountered a human before that he found quite so strange and amusing. I didn't know how to take that, sir. I don't know whether he meant that as an insult or whether it was a compliment.
You are strange and amusing.
And he said he might just keep me as his pet. I'll be his pet human.
You will be my pet.
And I said, how's that going to work, son? If you go to sleep for 1,000 years, how am I going to be your pet? And he said, well, you won't actually be alive because I'm still going to eat you.
Can't wait to eat you.
I said, well, how can I be your pet if you're going to eat me? And he said, well, you'll be my pet for just today. And then you'll be my dinner tonight.
Tasty, tasty.
I don't know how to take that. That sounded really, really bizarre. I think this dragon really is crazy. As we flew away further into land, I looked behind me and I saw the whole damn city was on fire. I don't think anybody would have survived that. There was too many flames. And the dragon, he flew over somebody's farm, and he saw that there were tons of crops there ready to harvest, and that there were fields and fields and fields of crops. And he said, you know what I'm going to do next, don't you, human? And then he just breathed fire and set fire to all those crops. Fields and fields and fields and fields burning away. And he laughed again. I think I will have gone completely insane by the end of the day, witnessing all this mayhem and destruction.